Well, hey, we are live. Happy Thursday night, everyone. I'm Tia Nat, and this wonderful gentleman sitting virtually next to me is
Dr. Michael Gross. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
absolutely. Thank you, Michael, for spending some time with us tonight. We really love doing these Thursday night podcasts, and we love it when people come join us and ask questions, and you can put them in the comments, okay? I'll make
Yes.
sure to put Michael's contact information in the comments as well, so make sure you get it from there or contact one of us later for it, okay? But we come on every Thursday night for about half an hour or so. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Michael really quick so that we can get right to the beautiful topic that he has selected for us tonight. Michael, Michael and I have known each other for about 5 years now, and I am thrilled to pieces at how I've changed and grown. And all those things that used to be challenges that drove me to tears don't happen anymore. That doesn't mean that challenges don't come, but learning how to handle those challenges is so vital for all of us. It doesn't matter where we are in our life, and Michael is most definitely the go to guy that can help you, okay? So, a little bit of his knowledge and experience, okay? He is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of the Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He helps you achieve an unlimited life. For over 30 years, Michael has been helping people in many different aspects. Okay. He's a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach who is very skilled and exceptionally knowledgeable in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and oh, so much more. Dr. Michael Gross holds many degrees, some of which include a doctorate of alternative healing psychology, Reiki master teacher, thought field therapist, certified professional hypnotherapist, and non denominational minister. I saw your eyes going funny, and I thought, okay, is he looking at the bugs in the house or what's going on? Anyway, I could give him many more accolades. He's truly an amazing man, and I am so blessed that I found you, Michael, because you woke up my soul and you have totally changed my life in so many ways that I now understand that I was struggling with self worth, self love, and self esteem. And with your help and all the work and time that you've invested into me, I actually love myself today. Get that, right, Michael? So, on that note, knowing that we only have 30 minutes and I could give him accolades for the next 45 years, I will just say our topic tonight is how to find harmony and balance in a chaotic world. So, Michael, you go ahead and take it away, and I'm going to put all your contact information in the chat, okay?
Thank you. And you see, Tio and I have fun. And that's one of the subjects I wanted to bring up to you about the chaotic world that we're in right now. No matter what political party gets in, there's always pros and cons. So I'm not going to address the pros and cons. What I'm going to address is how it affects your life, not only politically, but also everyday things that are going on, all your experiences. And it's easy because I want to dissect this down into small little parts for you. And dissecting it into little small little parts, it'll help you to understand the course of action, the direction that you would choose or hopefully choose to take so that it will empower you. We all know that everybody has an opinion. Even if they know I don't have one, yeah, they have one. Even if they don't have one, that's an opinion. I don't have one, right? So there's no such thing as no opinion. What's really important is that why do we let others' thoughts, their opinions, whether it's politically, family, friends, relatives, education wise, why do we let them affect us as an individual and eschew the direction in life, make us angry or upset, and wondering what direction you want to go into or I want to go into? What is that in us? And there's a part of us that would like to be recognized, appreciated, said said kind words and thoughts, not in an egotistical way, but sort of a confirmation way. But first of all, you wouldn't be here unless you came here to make a change. Make a change in your life, your family, your friends, the nature spirits, and everything that exists on this planet. That's what's so important. You are here to affect a change. Your life changes every minute. And by that I mean, are they huge? I suppose. Or are they minor? Again, it's your interpretation, isn't it? If you're hungry and you want to make a change in your life, you'll stop and eat and you feel full. And then you make another change because you feel you have a lot of energy, you had a great meal, and I'm ready to get back to the grindstone. Or maybe you're sluggish and tired. Most important thing is everything that occurs in your life is empowering. Think about that. Everything in your life is empowering. Everything in your life is empowering. Well, person said I lost my job, or I got sick, or my someone I love put birth out of the body, or on and on and on and on. Yeah, well, take a look at that. And take a look at that and said, how does it apply to me? And why am I watching this or hearing this? Everyone has had challenges, and you will continue to have challenges. However, what if you could turn, as they would say, lemons or vinegar, whatever you want to call it, into honey? You can. If you would take a look, figuratively and literally, at each challenge you have in your life, notice the word I said challenge, not failure. Didn't say failure, challenge. Everything in your life is empowering. Whether I call you a dirty sassafras, or say you're this or that, or too short, too tall, and judge you, you have to ask yourself, okay, so that's directed at me. Why am I feeling this way? And does that really apply to me? Once you have determined that no, it doesn't apply to you, and there's no handwritten note, then the next step that you need to do is ask not only what I'm going to learn from this, but how can I take this experience and make it positive? That takes quite a bit of thought. But actually, that's the reason it happened. For you to let go of something in the past and just understand how to take this into humor and make it positive in your life. If you would do that every day, spend 5 or 10 minutes a day, guess what would happen? What would happen, of course, is that your intuitive abilities, your ability to co-create and create whatever you desire in your life around for you and other family members, if you so desire, can be done this way. And you're no longer slave of your fears, but you're master of your life. Another quote from the true source. So think about that. What are you truly all about? You're truly here to have experiences. Riding a bike, that's an experience. Driving a car, that's an experience. Dancing, going to school, workshops, concerts, whatever. It's all an experience. Now your challenge is, what am I learning from it? And how can I turn this lemon into honey? The journey is more important than the ending, because you're going to discover on the journey all the belief systems that were really not true, that were manufactured by others out of jealousy, maybe goodwill, and part of what you have created by your lack of self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. That's what's happening on this planet over the next several years. Nothing wrong with this recording. I wanted to emphasize several years. How can I make myself happy? Then we go back to the old cliche, fake it till you make it. Want to know something? There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom in fake it till you make it. Because once you begin to do it, embrace it, and it could take a day or several months or longer, when you're smiling and laughing and you feel good and happy, you're producing a lot of positive serotonin, your glands, your energy, your vibrations, your hormones, everything's becoming more positive. So the end result, this chaos that's around you, is now turning into joy and happiness. Pretty cool, but you've never thought about it that way. Tio, you want to say something?
I do. Thank you. You brought up fake it till you make it. So what I'm understanding is that when you keep doing it and you make yourself keep faking it, when you start seeing a little bit of a change, are you're becoming a believer, correct? That you
Correct.
can do things. So those prisons you were talking about, how other people kind of program us into a certain way of thinking, as we're challenging our own fears or the programming of others, what we're doing is we're moving through all of that and becoming stronger.
That's correct. And then when you have everything repeats itself, everything repeats itself, everyone, from cars to clothing to the way we think to technology, it repeats itself. You may think the technology is brand new. Yeah, it was here before and you were participated in it. Even your dress code has changed. And that is changing all the time. You're here to learn self worth, self love, and self esteem. However, you wrote the script. You're here to realize you are the solution on this planet. You're here because not only are you the solution, which you are the main character in this grand play called Mother Earth, and your place in it. And you are here to experience all facets of life. Nothing will remain constant. Turns left, turns right, goes up, goes down, but it never stays a straight line. That's because you have chosen that line not to be the shortest distance between 2 points, which they say is a straight line, but to experience life, to empower you. Where maybe someday you may be able to apply something you learned to save a life or heal someone. This is what's so beautiful. Therefore, take a moment and think about, you know, I'm going to ask this question to this person. Think about that. I hesitated because I wanted you to think about it. So let's go on a little further. Who's in charge of your life? Right, you are. Not some outside forces. Everything that's around you is to empower you and to teach you. And if you look at it, what am I to learn from it? How do I grow? And once you understand it, it's over and done with. But some of us, well, did I really get it right? Is it really right? Did I really release it? Is it going to go away? And congratulations, you're right. You just brought it back and you're recreating it in your life. Aren't you wonderful? You recreated it. Once you release something, your soul will give you a test like, hey, you got it right yet? Because we're going to put this in front of you. You, yep, I got it. I learned from it. I don't need this anymore. It's over and done with. Then you're healed. You're ready for the next challenge. But at the same time, you're taking these layers of doubt, anxiety, and fear away from you. You're renewing yourself and you're reconnecting with your soul and the true source at a higher vibrational level, which then you begin to understand and enjoy the little insignificant intricacies, a little problem with that word, of life because I'm floating. So
Question.
that's what I want all of you to know. Now I know you wanted to say something.
I do. you say that when that we give control of our life to everyone else. Why
Yes.
do we do that?
Well, think about that. We do that because low self-worth, self-love, esteem. We want to get kudos. We want to get compliments. We want to be sure that's the right path. And we want to be sure that we're still loved no matter what we do because we're insecure. We doubt ourselves. We're not sure of a path. We don't love ourselves. We don't see the good within ourselves. And we sit there and take the judgment of others to our hearts and then embrace that negative energy. But here's something really very powerful. It's called the heart and brain connection. You think most emotions, people say, oh, I think about it in my brain. Nope. The emotions come from the heart. That emotion that you feel in your heart goes to the brain. So it's like the heart's the software program, and the brain is the hardware recording that in your computer. And most of us don't understand or never thought about that. How about a fear or a negativity or anger emotion? From the heart into the brain. So you're always comparing the past with the present. But, well, I need an ice cream cone in the present, but did I have one 10 years ago? Yeah, because when I said, let's get an ice cream cone, you went back 10 years in your mind. In the past, that became the present because now you desire an ice cream cone because you're thinking about it. Then I buy you one and now fulfilled your manifestation, an ice cream cone. You wanted to say something.
Well, I do have another question. Uh, so,
Excuse me.
knowing that we end up getting trapped in all the things that we're being taught, like when we're younger and the peer pressure and yada, 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 that limits us. And yet we continue to stay within those limits because we're not getting, am I right? That we're just not getting the, the feeling of self worth that we deserve to be within those limits. Is that it?
Correct. You
So,
don't feel right. You don't feel confident in it, or something along those lines. Yes,
so when we're not feeling confident, then we're not stepping out into anything. We're going to stay there because it's like a comfort zone, and we're afraid to move beyond that. Is that right?
correct. It's safe, even though it's detrimental. It's safe. If I put a 50-pound sack of rocks on your back and had you carry it for 3 years, and then after struggling with it, you became comfortable with it, then I took it off your back, you go, something's wrong. I don't feel right. Something's missing. Yeah, we just took a load of rocks out of your knapsack and took the knapsack and put it away. That's the same thing we do. We release that fear, that knapsack of anger, fear, and doubt. And then we feel weird and we wonder why we feel this way, but we feel lighter, feel better. But is this really the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Is it over with? Or is it going to come back? Well, I'm not sure. I can't sleep. Come on. See all the excuses the ego makes up?
Right. Okay. So that's ego that's messing with us. And when we get through that, I always envision that as like a prison cell. You're kind of trapped in this prison cell, but the door on the cell is never actually locked because you can leave it anytime you choose. Correct?
Correct.
But until you have the courage to leave it, because you're still sitting in the comfort zone of the cell or whatever, then you're spending your whole life there when you're missing these beautiful opportunities, right?
Correct.
So how do we get beyond that?
All right. So it's your belief system. That's part of it. You believe that you have low self worth, self love, and self esteem. So the story I tell is the story of an elephant. And I go back. So the baby elephant born, and finally the trainer or master gets the baby elephant, ties a rope around its leg, so many feet long, drives a huge stake in the ground. And the baby elephant tries to move, can't move, can't move, can't move. Now it's a full tone, grown adult pachyderm, and it's maybe weighs tons. And what do? They put a little chain around its leg, a plain wooden stake into the ground, and the elephant, weighing tons now, just walks in a circle or just goes so far, feels the pull of the chain, and stops because it's brainwashed. Its thought, its consciousness is, I cannot pull the chain out of the dirt because it's hooked to a some kind of, I don't know, stake or whatever it is. And yet it can lift up with its trunk big, huge trees. It could push with its chest a tree over or whatever, a big rock. But in its mind, I'm still tethered. That's us. That's the way we are. We are tethered to our fears and our doubts and our blocks. And we're always looking at first for recognition. You did a good job. Hey, you're great. You screwed up. You messed up. Look at you. Go to your room. And then you say, well, I'm not worth the damn. You get angry, whatever emotions you have. This is what is occurring now on our planet with the great changes that are going to be taking place. This is towards the end of 2024, in case someone's looking at this from a year ago or a year later or whatever I meant to say. But we are now entering a new phase in our lives where we're coming into changing our belief systems. You are eternal. Your soul is forever and ever and ever and ever, which is saying you're immortal in your soul. And you're here to be in this gigantic play called This Is Your Life on Earth. Congratulations. Used to be a TV show called This Is Your Life with Ralph Edwards. Anyway, this is your life. What am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? I'm confused. Should I do this? Should I do that? Can I do this? And you're asking and asking, so you get a dozen opinions, or however many. Time to take a breather. All answers lie within. That's what I was told when I started my journey. Well, what does that mean? You'll find out. So I learned to meditate. Then I learned about directions in life. So there's an old cliche, not mine. Argue for your limitations and you own them. Congratulations. Why would I do that? I don't know. Why would you do that? That's what I would say. What are you getting out of it? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, you tell me. No, I'm not going to tell you. You have to do the work. Because when you do the work, it's a little difficult at first. Then the answers will come like that, like that, like that. And then you change your life. Your life is changing. Your whole cellular body is growing new cells every 30, 60, 90 days. Everything's changing. So why aren't you? Because you're stuck in a prison called I don't believe in myself. I don't think I'm worthy. I don't think people like me. I don't love myself. And when I look in the mirror, my nose is too long, my shoulders are too short, my legs are curly, my hair is too straight. I think everybody's looking at all those things every minute, analyzing you. Sure, if you're a fashion expert or a beautician, maybe, but get real, everybody, what your life is really like. Know what they're looking at? Your heart, your soul, how you relate to them. That's what you are. That's where you are. And that's so important. I was with a very dear friend of mine, and he said, if my family gets a little, I don't know, frightened or weird because of the things you say about changes that are coming. I said, okay, well, thank you for telling me. And my other thought was, I love you. I love your family. I want to warn you. But you know what? You're not ready to hear it. So it's cool. Maybe they have to learn to do things on their own or find out the hard way. But if a crisis was coming up, of course, I would tell them. And if they rejected it, so be it. And then anything would turn around and they would learn something. So the old expression, to thine own self be true. Follow your path. Choose your words carefully. Know that you're forever. You're immortal, and you're here to experience life, and you're here to share whatever you've experienced to the right people who are open to listen to it. Everybody can be the right person, but when they refuse to listen to it, it's because they're out of fear. Love them for being in fear. Love them for being skeptical and judgmental, and have compassion on them. And don't try to prove you're right. They'll find out on their own sooner or later, or from someone else. Most importantly is, in this world of chaos, you don't have to be part of it. You are unlimited. So I'm just taking a look at the clock, and I see we're going on to 26 minutes. So thank you for letting me share this. And let me wind this up. And that is, sit down and say, what am I to learn from it? Why is it owning me when I'm not a slave, but I'm a slave of my fears? And B and C, how can I love myself to release this? And you'll get the answers and begin to do it, because remember, you are unlimited. So therefore, I'd like to talk about one other thing, and that is important. Thank you. The second Tuesday of every night. I am
No.
floating. Second Tuesday of every week.
Second Saturday.
We'll get it right. Hold on. Okay, I'm regrounded. So the second Tuesday, every Tuesday rather, from 7:30 to excuse me, from 6:30 to 7:30, it's called Soul Awakening. It's on Tuesday evening. It's on freeconferencecall.com, and all you need to do is call in, ask any questions you so desire, and hopefully I can answer them for you. But it's something that's so important, because maybe you know this and you've forgotten it. Maybe it's new knowledge. And then I leave a 10-minute message, which is very empowering. But the greatest thing is we learn from each other. We get knowledge from each other. And this is a great opportunity on Tuesday evenings from 6:30 to 7:30 Pacific time to be part of that. So I cordially invite you. And here's the telephone number and how you can access us.
Okay, here's your number. It's also in the the comment section. Okay, so the number is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael.
125-446-pound.
Okay, do that again. That number is 202-926-1059, and the code, Michael.
125-446-pound. So join us, everybody. It's really great. Using that same telephone number, the second Saturday of every month, called the Mass Consciousness Healing. It starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time. In the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, we chat. Where are you from? What's the weather like? How are you doing? Etc. And then we go into a deep meditation, and then there's silence. So should you join us and there's silence, just close your eyes. I will feel your energy and send you some beautiful, loving energy, courtesy of the true source. But more importantly is, you're going to become a conduit for that unconditional love from the true source. It's going to come out of your heart and cover the whole planet, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. And then sometime around 10:58, I'll come back on softly with some music, and then 11:01 we sign off. Please join us, because you are here to make a difference. And in making a difference, when we get together and we do this mass consciousness healing, we use the highest frequency, energy, and vibration in the universe, and that is unconditional love. You become a conduit of it. So please join us. And why don't you give them that information?
I will. It's a beautiful experience. If you've never joined us, please do and invite your friends. That number is the same as the other one, 202-926-1059, and code, Michael.
The access code is 125-446-pound. Same as the Tuesday evening. Now there's one other thing, well, a couple of others, but I call it the replay. So on that Tuesday evening, when we have Soul Awakening, I have 355, 356 messages. Starts with number 3 and goes up to 356. And you're probably saying, what's the right one? How come they're not labeled? Well, the truth be, I didn't label them because I forgot to. But the real truth, I was told, you want to read 356 different labels? By then, I'll be falling asleep. So here's where the trust begins. Trust your soul. And as you trust your soul, you may choose number 212. And then I'll get a phone call. Boy, Michael, it's just what I needed to hear. Therefore, choose that number. You're stuck in traffic. Listen, get on the phone. Go into that replay. She'll give you the number. Play it while you're driving. Just don't become too distracted. Play it while you're driving, or if you become distracted, don't play it at all. But if you're cruising at 2 miles an hour or 5, which I have done on the freeway, you might want to do that. Or you might come home and you had a rough day, you want to play. Or maybe you had a rough time, with an employee or a family member and you're angry. Play it. Choose the number. Give them that number, please.
Absolutely, Michael. That number is 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
125 446 pound.
One more time on that one. It's 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
125 446 pound. This is a beautiful thing for all of you. It's a gift. And it's really powerful. And I'd like to share something else with you. So you can go to Dr. Michael Gross on YouTube. I'm not the urologist, everybody. It's Dr. Michael Gross or Dr. Michael B. Gross. Either one. And as you go to Dr. Michael B. Gross, look for me. You'll see a picture of me. I'm the handsome movie star. That's the one. If you got glasses on, you know I lied to you. If you don't have your glasses on, you can believe that. But anyway, I'm that guy. And I'd like to share with all of you, you'll see these messages. Not only will you see them, you'll hear the podcast that Tia and I have done, which you can choose, several years worth. Or there'll be a motivational thought. And there's a photograph taken by award-winning photographer, Tia. And there's a quote, and then you'll hear me be talking audibly. Any of those work. Take advantage of it because it will change your life. Change your thinking, change your life. Food for thought. So I encourage all of you to do that. Also, I offer a complimentary half-hour session where you can call me and hopefully I'll be able to assist you. This is just for new people. Also, one more time, something that's a very pet project of mine. True Source came to me and said, I want you to set up a nonprofit. Okay. What am I going to call it? And I received the International Institute of Self-Empowerment, or we call TIISC, TICE. What is beautiful about this is I was told it's going to have 12 arms. That's great. What's the first arm? And then I realized I was told, Tia. Tia wrote a book we'll be talking about called Healing the Holes in Your Soul. It's all about being abused, etc., all the things that went on in her life. Get her book and you can find out what it was. And how she, like the mythological bird, rose from the ashes, the phoenix. She's the director of handling abused women, children, and men. So I want to encourage all of you to follow through, take a look at our websites. And one thing more, with the holidays coming up and New Year's, you want some tax deductions, TIISE, or a 501c3. The money is going to help women who now want to become entrepreneurs, to learn how to become financially independent while taking care of their families. And we have several ways in which we will be doing this. I'm sure it's going to expand and have some very powerful, wonderful, caring women that are leaders that will be mentoring them. So please, any way you can help us, we would appreciate it. Okay, now we come down to the last part. Ta-da! And this is brought to you by Healing the Holes in Your Soul. To you, Nat. It's a beautiful story, as I said, a survival of love and courage. And I like the guy that wrote the foreword, so I recommend this book.
I highly recommend that everybody start here with this one, The Spiritual Primer by this incredible gentleman, Dr. Michael Gross. He is the one that wrote the foreword in my book. But if it wasn't for this book and that gentleman sitting right next to me on the screen, the book he's holding would not be in existence at all. I am so blessed and grateful that he took me under his wing, you could say, to teach me how to get out of the craziness of the way my life was. I highly recommend start here with the golden nuggets in this book. Who knows where your world can open up all the opportunities for you, and all the dreams that you've always wanted can actually happen in your life. Start here and take Michael up on his 30-minute complimentary consultation, okay? Definitely take his contact information down. And if you want a copy of these books, contact one of us, because that's the only way you can get a signed copy. Right, Michael?
Absolutely. And it makes a great Christmas gift or a birthday gift coming up. I would
Perfect.
encourage you, all of you, to get the books. We'll mail them out right away. And the retail price includes shipping. So
Perfect.
it's $29.95, the price of my book, includes shipping, and it includes also a little note tailored to what your soul is telling me that you need to know about. So thank you, everyone. One more thing, and one more thing that we want to discuss with all of you, and that is we appreciate your participation. When you go to YouTube, push the subscribe button. Share this with you. Team and I give up our valuable time because you are more valuable. Your growth, your awakening, your enlightenment. Because each one of us two, as well as you, we came here to make a difference. We are the solution. And we are now going to turn this beautiful, beautiful Lady Gaia, Mother Earth, and all its inhabitants to unconditional love. It is happening. It will happen. And you are part of it. That's why you're here. So thank you, everyone. Dio, do you want to say anything before we sign off?
I would like to just thank everybody who continues to join us on Thursday nights. Also invite everyone to watch the recordings. They stay on our Facebook page, and definitely go over to YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross, and hit the subscribe button, because I am doing my very, very best to move his algorithms to a point where more and more people will hear his beautiful messages. There is so much chaos in the world right now that the best thing that we can do is help one another, support one another, and get through this, whatever's coming down the pipeline. No one has to do it alone. We're here to love and honor and help everybody. Thank you, Michael, for helping me.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Just remember, you are unlimited. We love you. Namaste.
Love you.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.